The pom-poms hit the ground in exactly 4 days. Then the laughter. Then the words that will change everything. Maybe you should stick to sports that actually suit you. But Sienna Brooks doesn't know that yet. Right now, at 5:30 a.m. on Monday morning, she's just trying to survive her first week at her 4th school in 3 years. Sleep never came. She spent the night staring at her ceiling, rehearsing routines in her mind, trying to remember that she's done this before. New school. New team. New chance to prove she belongs. Except it never gets easier. You ready, baby girl? Her mother, Diane, appears in the doorway. Behind her, moving boxes line the hallway of their rental house, still unpacked after 2 weeks. Kitchen. Sienna's room. Deployment gear in her father's precise handwriting. Her father. Master Chief Marcus Brooks. Currently deployed overseas for another 2 months. The apartment feels emptier without him. I don't know if I can do this again, Mom. Sienna's voice is small. 16 years old shouldn't feel this exhausting. Diane sits on the edge of the bed. I know it's hard. But you're a Brooks. We adapt, we overcome, we excel. Your daddy taught you that. Before we continue, comment where you're watching from and subscribe. This story will give you chills. Sienna wants to believe her. Wants to channel the confidence her father always carries, the certainty that military families are stronger because they're tested more. But right now, she just feels tired. What if they don't like me? The question that's haunted every move. Then they're missing out on knowing an incredible young woman who can do a standing back tuck, maintains a 3.8 GPA, and is kind even when kindness isn't easy. Diane kisses her forehead. Besides, you're trying out for cheerleading Friday. You're going to be great. Cheerleading. The constant in Sienna's life of constant change. Every new town, every new school, she finds the nearest cheer gym. It's her anchor. Her identity. The thing that makes her feel like herself no matter where the Navy sends them. Ridgemont High is different from her last school. Bigger. Whiter. Wealthier. The parking lot looks like a luxury car dealership. The building itself is massive, modern, sprawling, with a football stadium that seats thousands. This is Texas. Football country. And cheer exists to support football. Sienna understands the hierarchy before she even walks through the doors. Her first 3 days pass in a blur of wrong classrooms and sympathetic teachers and eating lunch alone while everyone else sits with their established groups. She keeps her head down. Tries to be invisible. Waits for Friday. Friday. Cheerleading tryouts. The one place where her skills speak louder than her newness. Or so she hopes. Wednesday afternoon, she walks past the practice field. The cheer squad is running through routines. Sienna stops to watch, analyzing their technique, memorizing formations. 12 girls. All white except one Latina whose skin is barely darker than her blonde teammates. Sienna's stomach drops. She knew she'd be the only black girl. She's always the only black girl. But knowing it and seeing it are different things. One of the cheerleaders, blonde, perfect ponytail, captain's confidence, notices Sienna watching. Says something to her teammates. They all turn to look. Sienna walks away quickly, face burning. Thursday drags. She sits through classes where teachers still mispronounce her name. Eats lunch in the library. Counts down hours until Friday when she can finally do something she's actually good at. That night, she FaceTimes her father. The connection is terrible, his face pixelated, audio cutting in and out. But seeing him at all helps. How's the new school? His voice is steady, grounding. It's school. Sienna doesn't mention the loneliness, the stares, the feeling of being constantly evaluated. You trying out for cheer tomorrow? Yeah. I'm nervous. You know what I tell my team before every mission? Marcus leans closer to the camera. Fear is information. It tells you what matters. You're nervous because you care. Use that. What if I'm not good enough? Baby girl, you've been training since you were 8. You're more than good enough. Now go show them what a Brooks can do. After they hang up, Sienna lies in bed thinking about her father's words. Fear is information. Tomorrow matters because it's her chance to find her people. To belong somewhere, even temporarily. She falls asleep rehearsing routines, her body moving through imaginary tumbling passes, her mind counting 8 counts, her heart hoping that maybe, just maybe, this time will be different. Friday arrives. Sienna changes in the bathroom, not ready to use the locker room where the squad hangs out. Black athletic shorts. Red tank top. Hair pulled back in a sleek ponytail with a red bow. She looks at herself in the mirror and tries to see what her father sees: strength, skill, worth. The football field is massive. Professional turf, bleachers that stretch toward the sky, a scoreboard that probably cost more than her family's car. The cheer squad is already there, their routine sharp and synchronized. Perfect. Sienna's not intimidated by their skills. She's intimidated by their unity. They move like they've been together forever. Because they have. Coach Martinez blows her whistle. All right, try out, girls. Let's see what you've got. We need 2 new spots filled. 5 girls are trying out. 4 of them clearly already know each other from middle school or youth sports. They giggle together, comfortable and confident. Sienna stretches alone, hyper-aware of every eye on her. Tumbling first. Coach calls. When it's Sienna's turn, muscle memory takes over. Standing back tuck. Round off back handspring. Aerial. Her form is perfect. Years of training evident in every movement. She lands solid, sticks every skill. The current squad members watch with expressions ranging from impressed to resentful. Sienna knows that look. It's the look that says, "You're good, but you don't belong here." Very nice, Sienna. Coach Martinez calls. Dance portion next. The music starts. Hip-hop. Sharp movements. Sienna hits every count, every level change, every accent. She's trained in multiple styles: jazz, contemporary, hip-hop, and it shows. She's the best person on this field. Everyone knows it. That should feel like victory. Instead, it feels like painting a target on her back. During water break, the blonde captain, Ashley, Sienna learned from warm-ups, approaches. "You're really good," Ashley says. Her smile doesn't reach her eyes. "Thanks. Where'd you cheer before?" "Beaumont. Outside Houston." "Oh." The pause is loaded. Was that a competitive team? Sienna knows what Ashley's really asking. "We competed nationally. Won our division twice." "That's great." Ashley's smile is plastic. "It's just, our style here is a little different. More traditional. Southern, you know? The message is clear, you don't fit our aesthetic." But Sienna needs this. Needs the team. Needs something familiar. So she smiles back and says, "I'm a fast learner." Tryouts end with Coach Martinez announcing results will be posted Monday. Sienna knows she made it. You don't nail every skill and get cut. But walking back to the parking lot, she passes the football practice field. 3 players watch her. Staring. Not friendly. The tall blonde quarterback says something to his teammates. They laugh. All looking at her. Sienna walks faster. Gets to her mother's car. Doesn't mention the stares or the laughs or the feeling that making this team just made her life more complicated. Friday arrives. Tryouts. The one place where Sienna's skills speak louder than her skin color. Or so she hopes. She has no idea that making this team will trigger a chain of events that ends with her father confronting 3 teenage bullies like their enemy combatants. Monday morning arrives with the weight of anticipation. Sienna walks through Ridgemont High's hallways watching for the roster posting. It should be by the gym entrance. Coach Martinez always posts results at 7:30 a.m. She's not the only one waiting. The 4 other tryout girls cluster near the gym, nervous energy crackling between them. Ashley and her cheerleader friends watch from nearby lockers, pretending disinterest. At exactly 7:30, Coach Martinez emerges with a single sheet of paper. Tapes it to the bulletin board. Walks away without ceremony. Sienna hangs back while the others rush forward. Wants to see their reactions first. 3 of the tryout girls scream, hugging each other. 1 walks away crying. Sienna approaches slowly. Scans the list. There's her name, Sienna Brooks, flyer. The position that gets thrown in the air. The one that requires complete trust that your bases will catch you. The most visible spot on the pyramid. Congratulations. Coach Martinez catches her in the hallway between classes. You earned that spot fair and square. Practice starts today at 3:30. Full uniform fitting tomorrow. Thank you, Coach. Don't thank me. You outperformed everyone. Your skills are Division I level. Coach hesitates. But Sienna? High school cheer can be political. Stick with it. You belong here. The warning lands heavy. Coach knows something Sienna doesn't want to acknowledge. Making the team is just the beginning. That afternoon at 3:30, Sienna walks into the locker room for her first official practice. The chatter stops when she enters. 12 pairs of eyes assess her. Most look away quickly. Ashley holds her gaze, smile tight. Hey, new girl. Ashley's tone is friendly but her eyes aren't. Congrats on making flyer. That's a big responsibility. I've been flying since I was 10. Oh, we know you're skilled. We saw tryouts. Ashley exchanges glances with her friends. It's just, flyer is about more than skills. It's about trust. Chemistry. Fitting in with the team culture. The implied threat is clear, we can make or break you. Practice is fine. Routine learning. Sienna picks up choreography quickly, her muscle memory and training obvious. Coach Martinez praises her adaptability. Everything seems okay. Until Ashley finds her after practice. Uniform fitting tomorrow, Ashley says, appearing in the locker room doorway. You'll look great in red. Very appropriate. The comment is coded. Sienna doesn't respond, just gathers her things and heads to the parking lot. That's when she sees them. 3 football players. Not at practice anymore, just hanging out. Watching her walk to her mother's car. The blonde quarterback, Tyler Cunningham, she'd learned his name from overhead conversations, says something to his teammates. They laugh. Their eyes follow her. Sienna pretends not to notice. Gets in the car quickly. How was practice? Her mother asks. Fine. Diane knows that tone. Baby, if something's wrong. It's fine, Mom. Just, new team dynamics. I'll figure it out. Tuesday brings uniform fitting. Sienna tries on the red and blue uniform, the skirt fitting perfectly, the top emblazoned with cheer across the chest. She looks at herself in the mirror and feels something like pride. Then Ashley appears behind her reflection. Red looks good on you. Very appropriate. Sienna turns. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. Ashley's smile is innocent. Just that red suits your complexion. You know. The way certain colors work better with certain skin tones. The microaggression hangs in the air. Sienna could challenge it. Could call out the racism dressed as fashion advice. But she's the new girl, the outsider, the one without allies. Right, Sienna says flatly. Thanks for the fashion tip. She changes quickly and leaves, Ashley's laughter following her out. Wednesday's practice is more of the same. Polite distance. Whispered conversations that stop when Sienna approaches. Being partnered with girls who execute stunts mechanically, no warmth in their teamwork. Thursday is worse. During a pyramid drill, Sienna's bases let her drop. Not far, just enough that she stumbles the landing instead of sticking it. Sorry, one girl says. Lost my grip. Coach Martinez frowns. Again. Focus, bases. Sienna's trusting you with her safety. They hit it the second time, but Sienna felt the hesitation. The moment where they thought about dropping her again. Friday after practice, Sienna walks out to the football field. She shouldn't go that way, the parking lot is in the other direction. But something draws her, some need to face the space that makes her uncomfortable. The football team is still running drills. She spots Tyler immediately, quarterback build, blonde hair, movements that carry entitled confidence. He sees her too. Says something to the two massive offensive linemen beside him. They turn to look. Start walking toward her. Sienna's first instinct is to run. Her second is to stand her ground. Her father's voice in her head, never show fear. Stand your ground. She stops walking. Turns to face them. Waits. Practice ends. Sienna walks out to the football field with her new pom-poms, her new uniform, her new spot on the team. She should feel victorious. Instead, she feels watched. Because Tyler Cunningham and his two offensive lineman friends are walking directly toward her. And they're not smiling. Tyler Cunningham walks like someone who's never been told no. Like the world rearranges itself around him simply because he expects it to. The two linemen flank him, offensive tackles, both over 6 feet, both white, both carrying the same entitled swagger. Sienna stands her ground. Sets down her bag but keeps her pom-poms in hand. Her father's training kicks in, assess the threat, maintain composure, don't give ground unless tactically necessary. Hey, new girl. Tyler calls out. His voice is loud, performative, designed to draw attention. Just wanted to welcome you to Ridgemont. His tone is anything but welcoming. Can I help you? Sienna keeps her voice level. Help me? Tyler laughs. His friends join in. Nah, I'm good. Just noticed you at tryouts. Pretty bold, trying out for cheer here. Why's that bold? Sienna knows she shouldn't engage. Should walk away. But she's tired of backing down. Tired of making herself smaller. Just saying, our squad has a certain look. Standard. Tyler glances at his teammates. They snicker on cue. You know. Traditional. Southern. There it is. The coded racism. The implication that cheerleading at Ridgemont High is for white girls and Sienna should know her place. I made the team, Sienna says coldly. Coach picked me. So I guess I fit the standard just fine. She turns to leave. Bends down to grab her bag. That's when Tyler does it. He kicks her pom-poms. They're lying on the ground beside her feet. His kick isn't accidental, it's deliberate, calculated, designed to humiliate. The pom-poms scatter across the turf, red and blue plastic strips catching the late afternoon sun. Oops. Tyler's voice drips with mock innocence. Butterfingers. His friends laugh louder now. A few other students have stopped to watch. No one intervenes. Sienna stands slowly. Her hands clench into fists. Every lesson her father taught her about self-control wars with the rage flooding her system. Every instance of having to swallow her pride, bite her tongue, accept disrespect because fighting back makes things worse. You did that on purpose, she says. Prove it. Tyler's smile is cruel. I was just walking by. Accidents happen. Right. Just like it's an accident you're suggesting I don't belong on the team? Tyler's smile drops. His face hardens. Look, I'm trying to be nice here. Give you some friendly advice. But if you want to play the victim card, I'm not playing anything. Sienna's voice rises despite her best efforts. You kicked my stuff. You've been staring at me all week. You and your friends think you can intimidate me because I'm new. Because I'm black. Because you've never been challenged in your life. The words hang in the air. Several students pull out phones. The confrontation is being documented now, whether Sienna wants it or not. Tyler steps closer. Not threateningly, he's too smart for that, but close enough to invade her space. You think this is about race? That's your problem. Always making things about race when maybe, just maybe, you're not as good as you think you are. I'm better than you'll ever be, Sienna says. The words come from somewhere deep, somewhere her father planted years ago. At cheer, at life, at basic human decency. You kicked my pom-poms because you're a bully who's never been told no. Well, here's your no, you don't scare me. Tyler's face reddens. You're going to regret that. Maybe you should stick to sports that actually suit you, one of the linemen adds. Basketball? Track? Something more natural. The racism isn't even coded anymore. It's naked, ugly, delivered with smirks and snickers and the confidence of teenagers who've never faced consequences. Sienna bends down to pick up her pom-poms. Does it slowly, maintaining eye contact with Tyler, refusing to be diminished. She gathers each piece, hands steady despite the adrenaline. The field is emptying. Coach is heading to parking lot. Other students walking away, either uncomfortable with the confrontation or entertained by it. No one steps in. No one defends her. She's alone. Tyler watches her collect her pom-poms with satisfaction. Smart choice. Knowing your place. Sienna straightens up, pom-poms in hand. Opens her mouth to respond. But movement in the parking lot catches her eye. A black pickup truck. A man standing beside it. Tall, muscular, arms crossed. Watching. Her breath catches. It can't be. The man is too far away to see clearly, but his posture is unmistakable. Military bearing. Protective stance. The way he stands when he's assessing threats. Her father. But he's deployed. Overseas. Not due back for 2 months. Tyler is still talking, still delivering his cruel commentary, still basking in his power. But Sienna isn't listening anymore. She's watching the man in the parking lot. Watching him start walking toward them. Watching him get close enough that she can see his face. Master Chief Marcus Brooks. Home early. Expression unreadable. Eyes locked on Tyler Cunningham. Tyler notices her distraction. What, got somewhere better to be? No, Sienna says quietly. But you're about to wish you did. What's that supposed to? Son, a voice cuts through Tyler's question. Deep. Calm. Carrying the authority of someone who's commanded troops in combat zones. I think you dropped something. Tyler turns around. Sees the large man behind him. Doesn't recognize the threat yet. These aren't mine, dude. I know, Marcus says, pointing at the scattered pom-poms. They belong to my daughter. Pick them up. The parking lot seems to freeze. Tyler's face cycles through confusion, realization, and the first flicker of fear. Your daughter? Marcus nods toward Sienna, who's standing there with tears threatening to fall but refusing to let them. My daughter. Who I watched you kick her belongings. Who I heard you tell to find sports that suit her better. Who you've been bullying for the past week. Tyler's two friends take a step back. Self-preservation kicking in. Sir, look, we were just... You were just what? Marcus's voice doesn't rise. Doesn't need to. Messing around? Being teenagers? That what you were going to say? Tyler's mouth opens. Closes. He has no good answer. What's your name, son? Tyler. Tyler Cunningham. Well, Tyler Cunningham, I'm Master Chief Marcus Brooks. U.S. Navy SEALs. Marcus lets that sink in. I've spent 15 years defending this country. You know what I was defending? The right for my daughter to go to school without being harassed by entitled bullies who think their privilege protects them. Students are gathering now. Phones out. Recording. This confrontation is being documented from multiple angles. Marcus continues, voice still calm but carrying unmistakable steel. I watched you kick her property. Heard your racist comments. Saw you intimidate her because you thought no one would stop you. It wasn't, I didn't mean, Tyler stammers. You meant every word. Marcus steps closer. And now you're going to learn something about consequences. Sienna picks up her pom-poms slowly, one by one, while Tyler and his friends stand frozen. They don't notice the man in the parking lot anymore. Don't see him walking toward them. Don't recognize the walk of someone who's spent 15 years as a Navy SEAL. Don't understand that Master Chief Marcus Brooks is about to give them a lesson in respect that will change their lives forever. Tyler Cunningham is still laughing when Sienna's father stops 3 feet behind him and says, in a voice that's carried commands across war zones, Son, I think you dropped something. Before we continue, you need to subscribe right now. What happens when this Navy SEAL confronts these bullies is the most satisfying moment you'll see all week. This isn't just about a father protecting his daughter. It's about respect, consequences, and what happens when entitled teenagers meet someone who doesn't care about their privilege. Hit subscribe. You'll thank me in 60 seconds. Tyler turns slowly, like he's hoping the voice behind him belongs to someone less intimidating. It doesn't. Marcus Brooks stands 6'2", 200 pounds of muscle earned through years of SEAL training. His arms are crossed, his stance wide, his expression unreadable except for the controlled anger in his eyes. Can I help you? Tyler tries for dismissive, but his voice cracks slightly. Marcus points at the scattered pom-poms. You dropped something. Those aren't mine. I know. They belong to my daughter. Marcus nods toward Sienna. Pick them up. The parking lot has gone silent. Students who were heading to their cars have stopped to watch. Several phone cameras are already recording. Tyler's two lineman friends have taken several steps back, abandoning him to his fate. Your daughter? Tyler's face cycles through emotions as he processes this information. My daughter. Sienna Brooks. The girl you just kicked property at. The girl you told to find sports that suit her better. Marcus's voice remains calm, which somehow makes it more terrifying. I watched the whole thing. Sir, we were just messing around. You were bullying. Marcus cuts him off. There's a difference. And I don't tolerate bullies. Tyler glances around desperately, looking for support, an escape route, anything. His friends are gone. The growing crowd of students watches with expressions ranging from shock to satisfaction. No one is coming to save him. I'm sorry, Tyler says, the words forced out. I didn't know. You didn't know she had a Navy SEAL for a father? Marcus steps closer. Not threatening, just claiming space. That's your concern? Not that you were racist? Not that you physically intimidated a girl? Just that you picked the wrong target? Tyler's face reddens. That's not what I meant. Then what did you mean? Marcus waits. Tyler has no answer. I've spent 15 years in the military. Fought in 3 combat zones. Know what I was fighting for. So kids like my daughter could go to school, pursue their interests, and be treated with basic human dignity. Not so entitled bullies could make them feel less than. I understand, sir. It won't happen again. You're right. It won't. Marcus's tone hardens. Because you're going to apologize. Right now. In front of everyone. And then we're going to have a conversation with your coaches. Tyler hesitates. His pride wars with his fear. Around them, students watch, recording, waiting to see if the golden boy will bend. I'm sorry, Tyler mumbles toward Sienna. Louder. Marcus's voice carries command. Like you had the courage to insult her. I'm sorry, Sienna. Tyler's voice is stronger now, forced out by the weight of Marcus's presence. I shouldn't have kicked your stuff or said those things. Sienna nods but doesn't speak. Doesn't accept the apology verbally. Just stands there with her pom-poms in hand, her father beside her, her dignity intact. Coach Martinez and Coach Davidson, the football coach, arrive, drawn by the crowd. What's going on here? Coach Davidson demands, his voice carrying authority until he sees Marcus. Something in the SEAL's bearing makes even the coach pause. Master Chief Marcus Brooks. Marcus extends his hand. My daughter is on your cheer squad. I just witnessed your quarterback harassing her. The coaches exchange glances. This is the nightmare scenario, parent confrontation, witnesses, potential lawsuit. Mr. Brooks, I'm sure this is just a misunderstanding, Coach Davidson starts. It's not. Marcus pulls out his phone. I recorded it. From the moment he kicked her belongings to his racist comments. All documented. Tyler's face goes white. Documentation means evidence. Evidence means consequences. Tyler, is this true? Coach Davidson's voice has shifted from defensive to disappointed. Tyler can't deny it. Too many witnesses. Too much evidence. Yes, sir. Coach Martinez turns to Sienna. Why didn't you report this? It's my 4th school in 3 years, Coach. Sienna's voice is steady now, strengthened by her father's presence. I've learned that reporting doesn't always help. Sometimes it makes things worse. The statement lands heavy. An indictment of every system that's failed her before. Marcus addresses both coaches. I want a formal investigation. Not just about today. About the entire culture that allowed this to happen. My daughter should never have felt like she couldn't report harassment. You're absolutely right, Coach Martinez says, her expression fierce. This is unacceptable. Coach Davidson looks at Tyler, disappointment etched on his face. You're benched. Pending investigation. Get to my office. Now. But coach, we have a game Friday. Tyler's protest dies when he sees his coach's expression. You should have thought about that before you decided to bully a teammate. Coach Davidson's voice is cold. Move. Now. Tyler walks away, shoulders slumped, his golden boy image cracked. His friends follow at a distance, not wanting to be associated with the fallout. The crowd starts to disperse, students whispering, phones buzzing with rapidly shared videos. Within an hour, this will be all over school. By tonight, it'll be online. Marcus looks at both coaches. I expect a full investigation. Interviews with witnesses. Review of any past complaints. This isn't just about today. You'll have it, Coach Martinez promises. And Mr. Brooks? Thank you. For standing up for your daughter. And for every other kid who's been too afraid to speak up. After the coaches leave, Marcus turns to Sienna. His expression softens. You okay, baby girl? Sienna nods, then shakes her head, then nods again. I thought you were deployed for 2 more months. Mission changed. Got home this morning. Wanted to surprise you. His jaw tightens. Glad I did. You saw everything? Everything. Marcus pulls her into a hug. I'm sorry I wasn't here sooner. Sorry you had to deal with that alone. I wasn't alone. Sienna's voice is muffled against his shoulder. You came. They stand like that for a moment, father and daughter, while the Texas sun sets behind the football stadium and the world around them shifts in ways neither can fully anticipate yet. Tyler Cunningham walks toward the locker room, his perfect senior year collapsing around him. And Marcus Brooks holds his daughter, knowing that this fight isn't over, it's just beginning. The principal's office the next morning is tense. Sienna sits between her parents. Her mother arrived overnight, cutting short a work trip to be here. Across from them, Tyler Cunningham sits with his parents, his father in an expensive suit, his mother in designer clothes that scream wealth and entitlement. Principal Henderson, a gray-haired woman in her 50s, has Marcus's video queued up on her laptop. She's watched it 3 times already, her expression growing grimmer with each viewing. Mr. and Mrs. Cunningham, I've reviewed the video evidence. Multiple students have corroborated the account. Your son engaged in harassment, racist bullying, and destruction of another student's property. Tyler's father leans forward. Boys will be boys, Principal Henderson. This is being blown out of proportion. Tyler said he's sorry. He said he's sorry because he got caught. Marcus's voice is quiet but cuts through Mr. Cunningham's bluster. Your son has been harassing my daughter for a week. This wasn't an isolated incident. And you have proof of that? Mrs. Cunningham's tone is defensive. We do, Coach Martinez says from her seat by the window. 3 other students came forward yesterday. 2 cheerleaders admitted to ostracizing Sienna on Tyler's suggestion. One mentioned he'd been making racist comments about her in the locker room. Tyler's face flushes. His parents exchange glances. Additionally, Principal Henderson continues, we reviewed past complaints. Tyler has 2 prior reports for bullying behavior. One from last year, one from middle school. Both were dismissed with warnings. This is a witch hunt, Mr. Cunningham says. You're trying to destroy my son's future over teenage drama. Marcus leans forward. His voice remains calm, but his eyes are steel. Your son tried to destroy my daughter's sense of safety. Her belonging. Her dignity. That's not teenage drama. That's assault. Assault? Mrs. Cunningham laughs nervously. He kicked some pom-poms. Let's not be dramatic. He deliberately destroyed her property while making racist comments about which sports suit her better. Diane speaks for the first time, her lawyer voice sharp. That's racially motivated harassment. Which is assault under Texas law. We could press charges. The Cunninghams pale. Principal Henderson nods. The Brooks family would be well within their rights. A long silence. Tyler stares at his hands, shoulders hunched. For the first time, he looks like what he is, a teenager who made a terrible choice and is facing consequences. What do you want? Mr. Cunningham asks finally, his bluster deflated. Marcus exchanges glances with Diane and Sienna. They discussed this last night. We want accountability. Real accountability. Tyler suspended for 3 days. Mandatory sensitivity training. A formal apology. And removal from the football team pending behavioral review. You can't remove him from football. Mrs. Cunningham's voice rises. He's being scouted by colleges. Then he should have thought about that before he decided to be a racist bully, Diane says coldly. Coach Davidson, sitting in the corner, speaks up. Mrs. Cunningham, I've already benched Tyler indefinitely. His behavior violated our team code of conduct. Athletics are a privilege, not a right. Tyler's father stands. This is ridiculous. We'll sue. We'll go to the school board. You'll do whatever you need to do, Marcus interrupts, standing to match him. But understand something. I spent 15 years as a Navy SEAL. I've faced enemy combatants who wanted me dead. Your lawyer doesn't scare me. Your money doesn't impress me. And your threats won't protect your son from facing consequences he earned. The 2 men stare at each other. Mr. Cunningham breaks first, looking away. Tyler, Principal Henderson addresses him directly. Do you understand why your behavior was unacceptable? Tyler nods, not meeting anyone's eyes. I need to hear you say it. Tyler's voice cracks. I bullied Sienna because she's black. Because I didn't think she belonged on the cheer squad. Because I've never been called out before, so I thought I could get away with it. The honesty is surprising. Maybe forced by the weight of evidence, maybe genuine. Probably both. I'm sorry, Tyler continues, looking at Sienna for the first time. Really sorry. Not because I got caught. Because I hurt you. And that's not who I want to be. Sienna holds his gaze. Doesn't speak. Accepts the apology with a nod but offers nothing in return. She doesn't owe him forgiveness. Principal Henderson delivers her ruling. Tyler, you're suspended for 3 days starting immediately. When you return, you'll complete 40 hours of community service, attend sensitivity training, and meet with our school counselor weekly. You're removed from the football team for the remainder of the season. If you complete all requirements and demonstrate genuine growth, we'll consider reinstatement next year. Mrs. Cunningham starts to protest, but her husband stops her with a hand on her arm. We understand, he says quietly. As the Cunninghams leave, Tyler pauses at the door. "Sienna? I know you have no reason to believe me, but I'm going to do better. I promise." After they're gone, Principal Henderson turns to the Brooks family. "I'm sorry this happened. We should have caught this sooner." "Yes," Diane agrees. "You should have. So what are you going to do to make sure it doesn't happen to the next kid?" And that's when they begin drafting new policies. Anonymous reporting systems. Mandatory diversity training for all athletes. Consequences for bystanders who witness but don't report bullying. The Brooks Protocol, they'll call it eventually. But right now, it's just 3 people working to make sure Sienna's experience protects future students. By lunchtime, videos from the parking lot confrontation have 100,000 views across multiple platforms. By evening, news outlets are calling. By week's end, Marcus Brooks will be the face of parental advocacy, and Sienna will be the voice of military kids everywhere. But right now, walking out of the principal's office with her parents flanking her, Sienna just feels relief. She stood her ground. Her father stood with her. And for the first time in 4 schools, she might actually get to stay long enough to belong. The video hits 1 million views by Wednesday. Navy SEAL dad confronts daughter's bullies trends on 3 platforms. The comment sections explode with support from Marcus and Sienna, condemnation for Tyler, and shared stories from military families facing similar situations. At Ridgemont High, the investigation expands. What started as one incident uncovers a pattern of behavior that administrators had missed or ignored. Ashley comes forward first, sitting in Coach Martinez's office with tears streaming down her face. "Tyler told us to make her uncomfortable," Ashley admits. "He said she didn't fit our squad aesthetic. That we should ice her out. Make her quit. And you listened?" Coach Martinez's disappointment is palpable. He's Tyler Cunningham, star quarterback, dating the head cheerleader from last year. Everyone does what Tyler wants. Ashley wipes her eyes. "I know that's not an excuse. I should have stood up for her. I'm sorry." 2 more cheerleaders corroborate Ashley's account. They describe a culture where Tyler's opinions carried weight, where standing up to him meant social suicide, where casual racism was dismissed as just jokes. The football team provides more evidence. 3 players report that Tyler frequently made racist comments in the locker room. Urban jokes about basketball and rap music. Mocking impressions of black teammates. Comments about which girls were worth dating based on race. "I told him to stop once," one lineman admits. "He laughed at me. Said I was being too sensitive. Said if black guys can make racial jokes, he can too." The investigation reveals Tyler's pattern extends beyond Sienna. A black student from last year transferred schools after Tyler's persistent harassment. An Asian student avoided certain hallways to escape Tyler's mocking. The evidence is damning. Principal Henderson calls another meeting. This time, just Tyler and his parents. "We've completed our investigation," she says, sliding a thick folder across her desk. Tyler's behavior is part of a pattern of racist harassment spanning 2 years. We're extending his suspension to 10 days. He's banned from all extracurricular activities for the remainder of the school year. And we're recommending mandatory therapy before he can return to athletics next year. Mr. Cunningham's face reddens. "You're destroying my son's future over high school politics. Your son destroyed his own future through his choices." Principal Henderson's voice is firm. "We have dozens of witnesses. Documented evidence. If we don't take strong action, we face liability and, more importantly, we fail our students of color. I'll take this to the school board," Mr. Cunningham threatens. Please do. I'll be presenting the same evidence to them. Tyler, who's been silent, finally speaks. Dad, stop. Everyone turns to look at him. I did what they're saying. Tyler's voice is quiet. All of it. Maybe worse things they don't even know about. Fighting this won't change what I did. His father stares at him. Tyler. I need help. Real help. Not lawyers making it go away. Tyler looks at Principal Henderson. I'll do the therapy. The community service. Whatever it takes. I want to understand why I thought that behavior was okay. The admission is startling. Genuine enough that even Principal Henderson looks surprised. Meanwhile, the Brooks family faces a different kind of attention. News outlets want interviews. Military family advocacy groups want Sienna as a spokesperson. The local paper runs a front-page story. Military dad stands up for bullied daughter. Marcus does one interview with a local station. He speaks carefully, choosing words with military precision. Military families move constantly. Our kids start over repeatedly, always the outsiders. They deserve better than having to prove they belong everywhere they go. My daughter made that cheer squad on merit. She shouldn't have had to defend her right to be there. The interview goes viral. 2 million views. Comments from military families sharing their own stories. A groundswell of support that surprises even Marcus. That Friday, Sienna walks into her first practice since the incident. The energy is different. Ashley approaches immediately. Can we talk? Sienna nods, wary. I'm sorry. For real sorry, not because I got caught. Ashley's eyes are red from crying. I was scared to stand up to Tyler, but that's not an excuse. I should have welcomed you. Should have defended you. I failed as a captain and as a person. Yes, Sienna agrees. You did. I know I don't deserve forgiveness. But I want to earn back your trust. If you'll let me. Sienna considers. Forgiveness isn't required. But grace might create space for change. Show me, Sienna says. Don't tell me you've changed. Show me through your actions. Ashley nods, accepting the terms. Practice proceeds differently. Girls who ignored Sienna now include her in conversations. Bases who hesitated now catch her without question. The chemistry isn't perfect, trust takes time, but it's better. After practice, Coach Martinez pulls Sienna aside. How are you doing? Really? I don't know, Sienna admits. Part of me wants to transfer schools. Start over where no one knows the story. But another part thinks maybe staying and finishing what we started matters more. For what it's worth, I hope you stay. Not just because you're our best flyer. Because you made this program confront things we should have addressed years ago. That weekend, Sienna sits with her parents discussing their next move. Marcus's new assignment is stationary, no deployment for at least 2 years. They can stay. Sienna can finish high school in one place. Do you want to stay? Diane asks. Sienna thinks about Ashley's apology. About the girls slowly warming to her. About the policies changing because she spoke up. About making this place better rather than running from it. Yeah, she decides. I think I do. Marcus smiles. That's my girl. Never back down from a fight worth having. Monday morning, Sienna returns to find her locker decorated with notes. We see you. You belong here. Thank you for being brave. From students she's never spoken to. From kids who felt invisible until she made visibility matter. Tyler's locker, 2 rows down, has been vandalized. Bullies spray painted in red. Principal Henderson is having it cleaned, but the message lingers. Some battles leave scars on everyone. But some battles are worth the scars. And Sienna Brooks is just beginning to understand the difference. 3 weeks after the confrontation, the video surpasses 5 million views. It's been featured on Good Morning America, shared by military advocacy groups nationwide, and become a case study in parenting books about standing up for your children. The comments section is a mixture of support and cultural conversation. This is what real parenting looks like. Every military kid has experienced this. Thank you for speaking up. Tyler got what he deserved. Actions have consequences. But also, whatever happened to letting kids work things out themselves? And, that dad was too aggressive. He embarrassed that boy publicly. Sienna reads them all, trying to process being the center of a national conversation she never wanted. Tyler's life has collapsed in measurable ways. College scouts who were watching him have withdrawn interest. His SAT scores are good, but without football, his scholarship prospects are gone. Friends who clustered around him when he was quarterback now avoid him in hallways. His girlfriend broke up with him. His Instagram followers dropped from 3,000 to 400. His parents hired a PR consultant to manage the narrative, but you can't manage documented racism. The backup quarterback who replaced Tyler leads the team to their first winning season in 3 years. Turns out Tyler wasn't as irreplaceable as everyone thought. But something unexpected happens in the 4th week. Tyler starts showing up to Sienna's little brother's youth football practices. Not as a player, he's banned from coaching programs too, but as a volunteer equipment manager. He carries water. Sets up cones. Asks for no recognition. One parent notices. Posts about it. Tyler Cunningham doing the work. No cameras. No publicity. Just showing up. Sienna hears about it from her mother. They're at dinner, discussing the ongoing media requests. Tyler's been volunteering at youth football, Diane mentions. Coach says he's been there every day for 2 weeks. Completely changed attitude. Good for him, Sienna says, not sure how she feels about it. His therapist reached out to me, Marcus adds. Through proper channels. Asked if Tyler could write you a letter. Not asking for forgiveness. Just sharing his process. And? Sienna sets down her fork. I said it's your choice. You don't owe him anything. Sienna thinks about this. She could refuse. Could let Tyler drown in consequences and never look back. Would be justified in that choice. Let him send it, she decides. I won't promise to respond. But I'll read it. The letter arrives 3 days later. Handwritten. 3 pages. It starts. Sienna. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I don't deserve it and I know that. I'm writing because my therapist says accountability includes taking responsibility without expecting anything in return. The letter describes Tyler's therapy sessions. How he's unpacking the racism he absorbed from his father. How his privilege made him cruel because he never faced consequences. How seeing his actions through Sienna's eyes, through the video, made him confront who he'd become. I told myself I wasn't racist because I wasn't using slurs. Because I had black teammates. Because I thought racism required conscious hatred. But racism is also telling someone they don't belong. It's kicking their belongings. It's using their race as a reason they're not good enough. I did all of that. And I did it because I could. Because no one stopped me. Because privilege teaches you that power over others is your right. I'm learning that's not true. That everyone deserves dignity. That being kind isn't weakness. I'm working at youth football because those kids deserve better than who I was. Better than someone who thinks dominance equals strength. I want to model something different. You don't have to forgive me. You don't have to respond. I just wanted you to know that what you and your dad did changed me. Maybe saved me from becoming someone even worse. Thank you for standing up to me. I needed someone to say no. Tyler. Sienna reads the letter 3 times. Shows it to her parents. What do you think? She asks. I think people can change, Marcus says carefully. I've seen reformed soldiers. Men who did terrible things, then chose to be better. But change takes time. And words are easier than actions. Should I respond? Only if you want to. You don't owe him closure. Sienna thinks for a long time. Finally writes back. Tyler. I appreciate your letter. I hope your therapy helps. I hope you keep doing the work. I'm not ready to forgive you. Maybe I will someday. Maybe I won't. But I'm glad you're trying to be better. Do it for yourself, not for me. Change because you want to be better, not because you want people to think you're better. Sienna. She mails it and doesn't think about it again. Has her own life to focus on. Ridgemont High implements new policies. The Brooks Protocol becomes official. Anonymous bullying reporting system, mandatory diversity training for all athletes, zero tolerance for racial harassment, bystander intervention training. Other schools in the district adopt similar measures. Then schools in other districts. Within 3 months, 7 Texas school districts implement variations of the Brooks Protocol. A state legislator proposes a bill requiring all public schools to have explicit anti-bullying policies focused on racial harassment. It's called Sienna's Law. Sienna is invited to testify. Sits before a committee of adults and tells her story again. How military kids move constantly. How they're always proving themselves. How racism compounds that difficulty. I don't want to be the face of this movement, she says. I just want to be a kid who can cheer without being bullied. But if my story helps other kids, then maybe it was worth it. The bill passes. Sienna receives a commendation from the governor. Marcus is promoted and given a special assignment working with military family support services. The Brooks family becomes a symbol of standing up. Of fighting back. Of parental protection done right. But at home, they're just a family. Marcus still embarrasses Sienna with bad jokes. Diane still enforces homework before practice. Sienna still forgets to make her bed. The viral moment becomes part of their story. But it doesn't define them. What defines them is what happens next. How they use the attention. What they build from the pain. And Sienna Brooks is just beginning to understand the power she holds. 6 months after the confrontation, Sienna stands on the competition floor at state championships. She's center flyer, the most trusted position. As her bases prepare to launch her into the air, she thinks about how much has changed. The squad that once barely tolerated her now functions as a real team. Ashley, working hard to earn back trust, became an ally rather than an obstacle. The girls who whispered about her now defend her. Chemistry that was forced is now genuine. The music starts. Sienna flies. Literally. Her bases toss her 15 feet up, she executes a perfect twist, and they catch her flawlessly. Trust made visible. They nail the routine. Place 3rd in their division. Not first, but respectable. More importantly, they did it together. In the stands, Marcus and Diane cheer louder than anyone. Beside them sits Tyler's therapist, who Marcus invited after Tyler completed his sensitivity training and asked permission to attend. Tyler isn't here. He's at a youth football practice, keeping his commitment. But he sent Sienna a card. Congrats on state. You earned it. After the competition, a reporter approaches. Sienna, you've become a voice for military kids. How does it feel? Weird, Sienna admits. I just wanted to cheer. I didn't want to be a spokesperson for anything. But your story resonates. 500 military families have reached out to the advocacy group your father partners with, sharing their experiences, asking for help. That's because of you. Sienna processes this. Her pain has purpose. Her humiliation helped others. That doesn't make it worth it. She'd give anything to have avoided that day, but it makes it mean something. I hope it helps, she says carefully. I hope no other military kid has to prove they belong the way I did. The interview airs that evening. Creates another wave of attention. But this time, Sienna's ready for it. Learned how to manage the spotlight without letting it consume her. Meanwhile, Tyler's transformation continues quietly. He completes 100 hours of community service, 60 hours more than required. Volunteers at the Veterans Center, working with families of deployed soldiers. Finds purpose in serving the community he once dismissed. His parents finally understand. Stop fighting the consequences. Start supporting the growth. Mr. Cunningham even apologizes to Marcus, a humbling that probably costs him dearly. I taught my son that privilege was power, Mr. Cunningham admits over coffee. Marcus agreed to despite reservations. I showed him how to dominate rather than how to include. That's on me. What matters is what you teach him now, Marcus responds. It's not too late. Tyler's college prospects shift. No athletic scholarships, but academic ones emerge. He writes his essay about learning from his worst mistake. About confronting his racism. About choosing to be better. 3 schools offer admission. He chooses the one with the strongest social justice program. Wants to study education. Maybe teach kids the lessons he learned too late. Sienna hears about his plans through Ashley, who reconnected with Tyler's ex-girlfriend. He's really changing, Ashley reports. Not just performing change. Actually doing the work. Good for him, Sienna says. Means it. Tyler's redemption isn't her concern, but she doesn't wish him failure. Just wants him to genuinely be better. Spring semester brings new challenges. Sienna's named captain for next year. Will lead a squad that now includes 2 new military kids who specifically chose Ridgemont because of Sienna's story. You made this place safe for us, one girl tells her. That matters. The responsibility weighs heavy. Sienna's just a teenager. Didn't ask to be a symbol. But she's learning that sometimes the mantle chooses you. Marcus gets assigned a new role, developing programs for military families facing civilian integration challenges. His experience with Sienna becomes curriculum. Training for teachers, coaches, community leaders. You started something, he tells Sienna one evening. Something bigger than both of us. I didn't want to start anything. I just wanted to cheer. I know. But that's how change happens. Someone stands up, or gets pushed down, and refuses to accept it. Then others follow. Diane starts a support group for military spouses whose children face bullying. Provides legal resources. Advocacy training. A network of parents who refuse to accept that moving frequently means their kids deserve less. The Brooks family becomes a catalyst. Not through seeking attention, but through refusing to accept injustice. By the end of the school year, Tyler asks permission to attend Sienna's competition. Not to support her, he has no right to that relationship, but to show his little brother how to take responsibility. Sienna considers. Discusses it with her parents and team. "It's your call," Ashley says. "We'll support whatever you decide." He can come, Sienna decides. But he sits in back. "No approaching me. No disrupting the focus." Tyler agrees. Attends. Watches Sienna lead her squad with confidence he once tried to destroy. Sees her excellence. Her leadership. Everything she was that he refused to acknowledge. After they win second place, Tyler leaves without approaching. Just sends a text to his therapist, "She's amazing. I almost destroyed that. I'm glad I didn't succeed." Summer arrives. Marcus announces they're staying in Ridgemont permanently. No more moves. Sienna gets to finish high school in one place. Gets to build relationships that last longer than a deployment cycle. "This is home now," Marcus says. For real. Sienna realizes it already feels like home. Not because of the place. Because she made it hers. Stood up. Fought back. Changed the culture rather than letting it change her. In August, Tyler starts college. Sienna starts senior year. Their paths diverge. She becomes captain, honor student, advocate. He becomes volunteer, reformed bully, cautionary tale. They're not friends. Probably never will be. But they're both better for what happened between them. And sometimes, that's enough. Senior year transforms Sienna from survivor to leader. As cheer captain, she implements a buddy system pairing new students with established teammates. Creates a culture where differences are celebrated, not merely tolerated. 2 new military kids join the squad. One, a shy girl named Maya from a Marine family, approaches Sienna after the first practice. "Thank you for making this place safe for people like us." "People like us?" Sienna asks. "Military kids. The ones who move constantly. Who are always starting over." Maya's voice is quiet. "My last school was brutal. Couldn't make friends because everyone knew I'd leave. But I heard about you. About what happened. About how you made this place better. So I asked my mom if we could move here." The responsibility hits Sienna hard. A girl chose this school because of her story. Changed her family's plans based on one video, one stand, one Navy SEAL dad who refused to let his daughter be diminished. "I'm just a person," Sienna says. "I'm not special. You stood up. That's special to kids like me who usually just take it." Sienna makes Maya her co-captain project. Teaches her the routines, introduces her to everyone, makes sure she's included. Does for Maya what she wishes someone had done for her. The squad culture shifts completely. At team bonding events, they discuss challenges openly. Ashley shares how privilege blinded her. Another girl talks about being a bystander. They acknowledge past failures and commit to future accountability. In October, Sienna is invited to speak at a military family support conference. 300 families attend. She stands at a podium in a hotel ballroom, 17 years old, sharing her story with parents who understand constant moves, isolation, starting over. "Military kids are resilient," she says. "But resilience shouldn't be required just to survive school. We deserve the same stability, friendships, and opportunities as everyone else. We didn't choose this life, but we're making the most of it. Standing ovation. Parents crying. One mother approaches afterward. My daughter was bullied at 3 schools. We were ready to stop moving. But hearing your story gave us hope that it can get better. Sienna realizes her platform has real power. Launches a YouTube channel, Military Kids Matter. Shares tips for transitioning, making friends, standing up to bullies. Other military kids submit their stories. The channel grows to 75,000 subscribers. Local news features her. National news follows. She's on panels, in magazines, speaking at schools across Texas. All while maintaining her GPA, leading her squad, living her regular teenage life. Marcus watches with pride and concern. Don't lose yourself in the advocacy, he warns. You're allowed to just be a kid. I know, Dad. But if I can help other kids avoid what I went through, isn't that worth it? Only if it doesn't cost you your joy. Sienna balances both. Advocates without letting it consume her. Leads without forgetting to follow. Grows without losing sight of who she was before the video changed everything. Tyler's transformation continues off-screen. He's at college, studying education, working with underprivileged youth. Sends Sienna an update every few months, not asking for recognition, just keeping his promise to be better. One update mentions he's starting a program at his college, Athletes Against Bullying. Using his experience to teach other student athletes about privilege, racism, consequences. He's actually doing it, Sienna tells Ashley. Really changing. Do you forgive him? Sienna considers. I don't know. Maybe someday. For now, I'm just glad he's not the same person who kicked my pom-poms. Spring brings college decisions. Sienna has options. Academic scholarships. Cheer scholarships. Leadership program acceptances. She chooses University of Texas, close to home, excellent programs, strong military family support services. Plans to study social work. Wants to help military families navigate constant transitions. Turn her pain into policy. Her experience into expertise. At prom, surrounded by teammates who became genuine friends, Sienna reflects on how different this year was from how it started. She has roots now. Relationships that will last beyond graduation. A home that feels permanent. To Sienna, Ashley toasts at their table. Who taught us that leadership means standing up, even when you're scared? Who made this squad a family? Who proved that being kind is stronger than being popular? Glasses clink. Tears flow. The night feels like celebration and closure wrapped together. 1 year after the confrontation that changed everything, Sienna Brooks prepares to graduate. The parking lot incident is old news now, replaced by her accomplishments, her advocacy, her growth. But she hasn't forgotten. Keeps a photo of those scattered pom-poms on her desk. A reminder that the worst moments can become catalysts for the greatest changes. Tyler sends a graduation card, congratulations. You deserve every good thing coming your way. Thank you for not giving up on the possibility that people can change. Sienna reads it. Tucks it away. Doesn't respond. Some relationships don't need closure. Just acknowledgement that both people grew. The week before graduation, a freshman approaches Sienna in the hallway. I'm new. Military kid. My dad just got stationed here. I'm trying out for cheer next year. The girl looks terrified. Everyone says you're the person to talk to. Sienna smiles. Come to summer conditioning. I'll show you around. Make sure you're set up. Really? You have time? I make time. Because someone should have done that for me. And in that moment, Sienna understands. This is the legacy. Not the video with millions of views. Not the laws named after her. Not the speeches or interviews or fame. The legacy is the scared freshman who won't face what Sienna faced. The culture that shifted. The teammates who learned. The bully who changed. The legacy is every person who stands up because they saw someone else stand first. That's worth more than any spotlight. Graduation day arrives with Texas sun and a ceremony that feels both monumental and ordinary. Sienna Brooks sits among her classmates in red and blue robes, the same colors as her cheerleading uniform, though that's coincidence, waiting for her name to be called. Her parents sit in the stands. Marcus in his dress uniform, medals gleaming. Diane in a dress she bought special for this day. Between them, an empty seat reserved for Sienna's grandmother who flew in from Virginia. The principal calls names alphabetically. When Sienna Janae Brooks echoes through the stadium, the crowd erupts. Not just her family. The entire cheer squad. Students she's helped. Military families she's advocated for. Teachers who watched her transform pain into purpose. She walks across the stage, shakes hands, receives her diploma. Looks out at the crowd and thinks about that first day 16 months ago when she was terrified, alone, the new girl at her 4th school in 3 years. She's not that girl anymore. After the ceremony, during the chaos of photos and congratulations, Tyler Cunningham approaches. Sienna sees him coming, tenses slightly. They haven't spoken directly since his letter. "Congrats," Tyler says, keeping respectful distance. "You earned this." "Thanks. I'm not here to ask for anything," he continues quickly. "Just wanted you to know I'm doing better. Really better. Not the person I was." Sienna studies him. He looks different, humbler, more aware, less entitled. Growth visible in his posture, his tone, his presence. "I hope so," she says honestly. "For your sake and everyone you meet." "Yeah." Tyler nods. "Your dad taught me something that day. About consequences. About being accountable. I needed that. Probably saved me from becoming someone even worse." Marcus appears beside Sienna, protective as always. Tyler extends his hand. "Master Chief Brooks. Thank you for not letting me get away with it." Marcus shakes his hand but doesn't soften. "Don't thank me. Thank my daughter for giving you a chance to change." "I do. Every day." Tyler looks at Sienna. "I know we're not friends. Won't ever be. But I'm grateful you didn't destroy me when you could have." "I didn't destroy you," Sienna corrects. "You destroyed yourself. I just refused to let you destroy me too." Tyler accepts this truth. "Fair. Well, good luck at UT. I'm sure you'll do amazing things." He walks away. Disappears into the crowd. Their paths diverge permanently. But both better for the collision. That evening, the Brooks family celebrates at home. Marcus grills burgers. Diane makes Sienna's favorite dessert. They sit on the patio of the house they now own, first house they've owned in Sienna's entire life. "Permanent," Marcus says, looking at the sunset. "Finally." "How's it feel?" Diane asks Sienna. "Weird. Good weird. Like I'm actually going to have a hometown." "You made this your hometown," Marcus says. "Didn't just accept it. Shaped it. Changed it. That's what Brooks do." Sienna thinks about the Brooks Protocol implemented in dozens of schools. About Sienna's law requiring anti-bullying policies. About the hundreds of military families she's helped through her advocacy. About Tyler changing. Ashley learning. Her squad becoming real family. "Did you ever think that day on the field would lead to all this?" she asks her father. "No. I just thought about protecting my daughter." Marcus's voice is soft. "Everything else was you. Your strength. Your voice. Your choice to use what happened for good. I didn't want any of this. Would have rather just cheered quietly." "I know. But you got the spotlight anyway. And you used it well." 3 days later, Sienna speaks at the Texas Education Board meeting. They're codifying Sienna's law into state policy. She's invited to witness and say a few words. "This law exists because I was bullied," she tells the board. "Because my father stood up for me. Because people documented it. But mostly, it exists because we chose to demand better rather than accept normal." She pauses, gathering thoughts. Military kids move constantly. We're always proving ourselves. Always starting over. This law won't fix everything. But it says we matter. That our dignity isn't negotiable. That's enough to start. The law passes unanimously. Sienna receives a commendation. Her parents cry watching their daughter advocate for kids they'll never meet. Summer arrives. Sienna works as a counselor at a camp for military kids. Teaches them cheer, yes, but also advocacy. How to stand up. How to report. How to demand respect without losing themselves. Tyler works at the same veterans center Marcus now advises. They occasionally overlap. Exchange polite nods. Nothing more. The past isn't erased, just integrated into who they've become. August brings move-in day at UT. Sienna's dorm room overlooks the football stadium. She hangs her pom-poms, the same ones Tyler kicked, on the wall. A reminder of where she started. What she survived. Who she became. Her roommate is a military kid from California. Recognized Sienna immediately. "You're the reason I'm here," the girl admits. "Saw your video. Made me believe I could handle college transitions. That being a military kid is a strength, not a weakness." Sienna helps her unpack. Shares tips. Creates the welcome she wishes she'd received. That evening, sitting on her dorm bed, Sienna FaceTimes her parents. "How's your first night?" Marcus asks. "Good. Weird. I miss home. Home's not going anywhere. For the first time, home's permanent." Sienna thinks about this. Home isn't the house. It's the people. The dad who stood up for her. The mom who advocated. The squad who learned. The teammates who became sisters. Home is wherever you make people accountable. Wherever you demand dignity. Wherever you refuse to accept that different means less. "I'm proud of you, baby girl," Marcus says. "Not for what you've accomplished. For who you are." "I'm proud of you too, Dad. For teaching me to stand up. For showing me what a good man looks like." They talk about mundane things, classes starting, her cheer tryouts, family visiting for parents' weekend. Normal life. The thing Sienna fought so hard to have. After they hang up, Sienna opens her laptop. Checks her YouTube channel. Another message from a military kid facing bullying, asking for advice. She could ignore it. Could focus on her own transition, her own life. But that's not who she is anymore. She types back, "Stand up. Document everything. Find your allies. And remember, you're not alone. Then she closes the laptop. Looks at her pom-poms on the wall. At the future spreading before her like the Texas sky outside her window. Master Chief Marcus Brooks taught his daughter to stand her ground. Sienna Brooks taught a school about respect. Tyler Cunningham learned that privilege doesn't protect you from consequences. And hundreds of military kids learn that their voices matter. The video will always exist. 5 million views and counting. A moment frozen in time when a Navy SEAL father confronted teenage bullies and changed the conversation about parenting, privilege, and protection. But the real legacy isn't the video. It's every kid who stands up because they saw someone else stand first. Every parent who intervenes because they saw it matter. Every school that implements policies because one girl refused to accept that being new meant being less. Some dads give pep talks. Some dads write checks. Some dads fight battles for their kids. Navy SEAL dads teach their kids to fight their own battles, and show up when those battles need backup. Master Chief Marcus Brooks did both. And Sienna Brooks learned that sometimes the worst moments become the most important ones. Not because they don't hurt, but because you refuse to let them destroy you. She turns off the lights. Falls asleep in her permanent home away from her permanent home. Dreams of tomorrow's practice, next week's classes, next year's advocacy work. Dreams of a future she fought for. Earned. Deserves. And in Ridgemont, Texas, a freshman military kid walks onto the cheerleading practice field for the first time, terrified but hopeful, because she heard about a girl who came before her. A girl who stood up. Who spoke out. Who changed everything. A girl named Sienna Brooks. Who just wanted to cheer. But ended up teaching the world that dignity is non-negotiable. That's legacy. That's impact. That's what happens when a Navy SEAL's daughter refuses to be silent. The pom-poms that were kicked across the turf now hang in a college dorm room. A symbol. A reminder. A promise that some stories end with triumph. This one does.